if you're unaware, a massive new theme park game is coming out very soon. This game's called Planet Coaster 2, and in this game, they are adding a ton of really awesome things. Today, based off of that brand new game, I'm going to be talking about new features I would like to see added to Theme Park Tycoon, along with tons of things that aren't even included in that brand new game. These are heavily requested updates, and these are things everyone has been wanting. But before we get into any of it, make sure you subscribe down below, as 95% of you guys aren't subscribed. We're getting close to 150K. Hey guys, I'm in a park that a lot of you guys might remember. This is Maliboomer. I made this a long time ago. But the reason why we are here today is to go over 10 different updates that I would love to see added to Theme Park Tycoon. Now, I've been given a lot of these ideas from the brand new Planet Coaster 2, which was announced very recently, that looks absolutely incredible. But on top of that, I've been recommended so many different awesome updates from you guys down below. So let's get straight into this. Real quick, before we get into it though, comment what update you would like to see added to the game. Now, the very first thing I'd like to see added to Theme Park Tycoon 2, in my opinion, is an overall to the transportation currently in the game. I feel like it can be done a lot better. Like, for instance, the train, this isn't really a train. This is a train you would probably see at a mall, you know? I don't really know many theme parks that have trains like this, but when I think of like a train at a theme park, I'm thinking of like the Disneyland train, you know? A massive steam locomotive. This is just kind of like a little small train. I'd love to see a bigger train added to this game, and I think that'd be really cool for theme parks, especially with how big these theme parks are now, with all of these land expansions that Dennis has been adding. And the monorail, I mean, it's definitely pretty good. I'm not gonna say this is bad, but I'd like to see maybe a skin of this, possibly like the Disneyland monorail, or like the Disney World monorail. I don't know, the monorail's pretty good, but I think a Disneyland monorail would definitely be pretty cool. And I'd definitely love to see that added to Theme Park Tycoon. There's also different transportation things he could add as well. Like, for instance, a skyline ride, like for instance at Alton Towers, what they have. Possibly like a cable car would be pretty cool. Like at California Adventure. There's a lot of options he could add to the game. Now, the next thing is something that has been so heavily requested. I literally get it every single time. It's the top comment on every single one of these videos I do. But I feel like I just should probably include it because you guys want it so badly. And it's also a feature that's really heavily requested for this new Planet Coaster game. That being switch tracks. Now, I am surprised it's not really added to the game. I mean, we got drop tracks, you know, and we got elevators too, which are pretty neat. So it's not really a far stretch to see that possibly one day that we could get switch tracks. I would really like to see them added to the game. I know you guys really want to see them added. On top of that, another really requested one is turntables. They work pretty much the same way as switch tracks. Like, for instance, like on Voltron at Europa Park, there's a turntable on that ride and it looks really cool. I would love to see that added to the game. But now I want to get on to two different updates that I would like to see added based off of Planet Coaster 2. These are both brand new things that are coming to Planet Coaster 2 that is going to completely change that game and make for some very, very cool stuff. Now, the very first one being is water parks. Honestly, I could see water parks possibly being a thing added to Theme Park Tycoon. If you don't know, Dennis has a game. It's called Water Park World, and it's practically this game, but it's water parks. The game definitely has some very different functionality that would probably be very hard to import over, but I don't think it's really out of the realm of possibility. I think if we're gonna get another really huge update, it would possibly be water park. With how big the map's getting too, like, I kind of see it being on the horizon. But who knows, it might never come. But yeah, that is getting added to Planet Coaster 2, and that is like the main thing that it's being advertised about, is having water parks. Going back to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, how great theme parks looked alongside water parks. It was just really cool. It was a full package. And you know, it had zoos and stuff like that too, but I don't think that's really even possible with Roblox. Anyways, the next thing I'd like to see that is specifically being added to Planet Coaster 2 as well, and it's a pretty huge deal, is being able to decorate the roller coasters that you have. Now, by roller coasters, I mean the actual trains of the roller coaster. Like, for instance, let's just grab a really old coaster like this one. I didn't really have a lot going for it, but imagine you could just like place parts on it and it would just automatically snap onto the roller coaster. Now, I've seen a lot of different people try decorating their roller coasters when it's like in the station, but it doesn't really do the same effect. Like, for instance, what if I just wanted like the front of this roller coaster to just have a giant spike out of it, you know? Or like maybe the end of this having like a tail. Imagine the roller coaster with this layout going around the track, and it's like fully connected and hooked up. That is actually what Planet Coaster 2 has added, and that is going to be so game-changing, that game. And I think with that being inside of Theme Park Tycoon, it will be out of this world, if it ever came. I don't know if it will, but, you know, we can hope and pray. Also, actually, one more thing that is being added to Planet Coaster 2 that I would just really love to see added to Theme Park Tycoon is better paths. The paths in this game are just square. You know, you can't really do anything with them other than just these square blocks. What Planet Coaster 2 is actually having is curved paths. They've completely redesigned the pathing system of the game. It was literally one of the worst things in the world. It actually was one of the reasons why I liked Theme Park Tycoon more than I did Planet Coaster, because the path system was horrible. But now they have a new optimized, better pathing system, and I'd like to see something like that possibly implemented in Theme Park Tycoon. I don't know. It'd be pretty neat. Now, another thing is, since the map in Theme Park Tycoon 2 has gotten so big, and this is actually a suggestion I got from one of you guys down below, rather than just having this, like, clunky, like, I don't know, going from park to park system, I think it would be kind of nice to have some form of teleportation system out of the game. It would just be nice to just have like a little UI thing or something where you could just like teleport to people rather than, you know, having to use a command in a private server. I think some way to teleport to different people in the game would definitely be a huge improvement. I know a lot of you builders would really love to see that. But to something as well builders want in Theme Park Tycoon. I mean, this is probably one of the most requested things, is just updated trees. I mean, we got right now in the game, like, a very small selection of trees, okay? It's like this. I mean, there's definitely a lot more trees, but none of them are really that detailed. They're pretty basic trees, and what a lot of people have just been doing as of lately is making their own blueprints for trees. But I would love to see mesh trees added to the game, trees that look more realistic, trees that you can go ahead and add in that wouldn't be as intensive on your park as, for instance, building a tree with like 100 primitives. I think some more realistic trees, bushes, rockwork, some better foliage in the game, that would be great, and I know a lot of you builders have been really wanting that one. Now, probably the thing that I want the most in Theme Park Tycoon, I almost say this every single video, but it's because it's my dream, okay? I just love it. I love the idea of it, okay? I want weather added to the game, okay? You know, it would just be cool. Like, imagine you're building in your park and it just starts raining, you know? I love that about Bloxburg. You're just building, and then guess what? All of a sudden, it just starts raining as you're building your Bloxburg plot. It adds a really cool vibe. It spices up the game, adds better atmosphere, and I don't think it would be too intensive. As I mentioned almost every single time I talk about this, I mean, there's literally open source options for this on Roblox. I'm pretty sure Bloxburg uses one of these open source options. And I know a lot of you guys, they just really want to see some rain added to Theme Park Tycoon. Now, let's get on to the last two things that I would like to see added to Theme Park Tycoon. I think probably one of the coolest things that I'd like to see added is ride breakdown. You can find this in literally every single theme park simulation game. It'd be cool to have your ride, you know, break down, have some mechanics come back and repair your ride. You could get like super realistic with it, where you could have like the riders need to be evacuated or something, kind of like in real life, how that happens sometimes. Well, it definitely happens. It happens daily. That'd be pretty cool to see added to the game. The last thing though I want to see added, and this is actually a pretty big one, and I don't think it would be really hard at all for Dennis to add, is carnival game. It could literally just be another type of stall that you place down. It could be like, for instance, this could be darts, you know? I could shoot darts, just move this guy out of the way, you know? There's actually so many options you could do with that, but I don't even see that being out of the realm of possibility either, because that would be a relatively easier thing to add to the game. It's just animations and a building. That's pretty much it. That'd be pretty cool to see added to Theme Park Tycoon. But guys, that has been some things that I have wanted to see added to Theme Park Tycoon for quite a long time. I'm really curious down below on what you guys would like to see added, so make sure to let me know down below. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up everything for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Videos are back. I'm sorry there's been such a delay. Anyways, bye guys.